The relentless pursuit of true privacy has become the ultimate luxury of the modern age, a rare commodity that the world's most visible figures are willing to go to extraordinary lengths to secure. In a global landscape dominated by an omnipresent digital lens, where every movement is tracked, passed, and instantly broadcast to millions, the act of vanishing from the public eye requires an intricate choreography of strategy and discretion. There are very few individuals who understand this reality more profoundly than the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a couple whose lives have been defined by an unprecedented degree of global scrutiny, intense media analysis, and an endless push and pull between public expectation and the desire for private sanctuary. Since their historic decision to step back from the frontline mechanics of the British monarchy and forge a distinctly independent path across the Atlantic, their lifestyle in the coastal enclave of Montecito, California, has become a subject of constant fascination. Characterized by high-walled estates, private security details, and a carefully managed media footprint. Yet, as the midsummer heat intensifies and the calendar ticks deeper into the sun-drenched weeks of the season, a quiet transformation occurs within the upper echelons of global celebrity society. The typical domestic routines of California are momentarily suspended, replaced by whispered rumors of private transatlantic flights, closed-door agreements, and a sudden, highly coordinated departure from the familiar shores of the United States. Across the international media landscape, seasoned royal observers and commentators have begun to notice a distinct shift in the wind, a collective realization that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, along with their two young children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, have quietly slipped away from their regular surroundings to embark on a rare and deeply guarded family vacation on the European continent. The mere mention of a European holiday for the Sussex family immediately triggers a cascade of speculation, curiosity, and intense investigation by observers who understand that for this particular family, no journey across the ocean is ever simple, casual, or devoid of deeper narrative significance. Europe is not merely a collection of idyllic vacation destinations for Prince Harry. It is the landscape of his birth, the setting of his ancestral legacy, and a continent woven intricately into the fabric of his personal history, full of both profound emotional attachments and deeply entrenched institutional complexities. For Meghan, Europe represents a tapestry of cultural exploration, a region where she previously celebrated significant personal milestones, enjoyed high-profile friendships, and experienced the whirlwind introduction to her life as a member of one of the world's oldest dynasties. To understand the gravity of their current summer getaway, one must first appreciate the delicate balance the couple must maintain when traveling with two young children who are inheriting a legacy of absolute public curiosity, but who are simultaneously being raised far away from the traditional structures of royal life. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet occupy a unique position in modern history, growing up amidst the sunny palm trees and wide-open spaces of Southern California, largely shielded from the rigid protocols of London, yet inextricably linked to the crown by birthright and lineage. A summer journey to Europe is more than just an escape to warmer waters and pristine beaches. It is a deliberate, carefully timed re-entry into a hemisphere that remains intensely focused on their every move, an environment where the boundaries of their security, their privacy, and their familial relationships are constantly tested. Before we delve into the hidden sanctuaries and exclusive enclaves that may currently be shielding the family from the global spotlight, consider taking a moment to join our community by subscribing to this channel, ensuring you never miss an inside look at the complex. High-stakes narratives shaping the lives of the world's most watched figures, as speculation mounts regarding the exact location hosting the Sussex family this summer. The narrative begins to shift toward the exclusive network of destinations that have historically served as playgrounds for the ultra-wealthy, the politically powerful, and the Hollywood elite. The global public is left to wonder which specific corner of the European continent has managed to provide the impenetrable fortress of privacy required by a family balancing intense security concerns with the universal desire for a peaceful summer holiday. The search for the perfect sanctuary leads through a curated list of breathtaking landscapes. From the sun-bleached cliffs of the western Iberian Peninsula to the historic fortified estates tucked away along the glittering coastlines of the western Mediterranean and the deep, mirror-like waters of the northern Italian lakes. Each potential destination carries its own distinct atmosphere, its own history of royal and celebrity patronage, and its own unique set of logistical advantages that make it an attractive haven for a couple determined to shield their children from the relentless glare of the paparazzi. The modern media machine is constantly hungry for glimpses of the young prince and princess, who have been seen publicly only on rare, highly controlled occasions since their family's relocation to the United States, making the security apparatus of any chosen holiday destination a primary, non-negotiable factor in the couple's decision-making process. This current European sojourn unfolds against a broader backdrop of looming public obligations, unresolved institutional disputes, and a highly anticipated schedule that will soon demand Prince Harry's presence back on his native soil. In the coming weeks, the focus will inevitably shift toward the United Kingdom, where preparations are already underway for a massive cultural and athletic milestone centered around the wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women who form the heart of the Duke's most enduring charitable legacy. The countdown to this major international event has already begun, bringing with it an inevitable wave of pressure, media scrutiny, and complex family dynamics that always accompany Prince Harry's returns to his homeland. The contrast between the absolute tranquility of a hidden European vacation and the high-pressure environment of an upcoming UK visit highlights the dual reality that the Duke and Duchess must navigate daily, balancing the quiet joys of parenthood with the monumental demands of their global platform. While the public space is filled with intense debates over security protocols, official representations, and the fractured relationships within the palace walls, the family itself remains firmly out of sight, wrapped in the protective embrace of an undisclosed European paradise, enjoying the precious, uninterrupted downtime that is so rarely afforded to them in the modern world. The search for the exact European coordinates hosting the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and their young children reveals a fascinating map of ultra-exclusive enclaves, each offering a unique combination of impenetrable physical security, high society connections, and absolute discretion. Among the most prominent locations at the top of every investigator's list is the spectacular, sun-drenched coastline of Portugal, specifically the rapidly developing luxury region of Melides. Located just an hour's drive south of the capital city of Lisbon, this pristine stretch of the Atlantic coast has quietly transitioned from a sleepy, traditional fishing community into one of the most coveted, secretive retreats for the global elite, earning it the evocative title of the Hamptons of Portugal. The connection here is deeply personal and structural, rooted in the close familial ties between Prince Harry and his cousin, Princess Eugenie. Eugenie and her husband, Jack Brooksbank, have spent years splitting their lives between the historic streets of London and the exclusive confines of the Costa Terra Golf and Ocean Club in Melides, where Brooksbank holds a prominent role in the marketing and sales apparatus of the ultra-luxury development. This sweeping private resort complex offers the exact kind of high-security infrastructure that the Sussexes require, away from the prying eyes of international photojournalists. Rumours have intensified following credible international real estate reports suggesting that Harry and Meghan have recently secured their own multi-million-dollar permanent footprint within this Portuguese paradise, purchasing a secluded property to serve as a secure European base for their family. The geography of Melides, with its 40 miles of wide, desert-like sandy beaches, dramatic cliffs and hidden pine forests, provides a magnificent natural shield, allowing the family to experience a semblance of normal outdoor life, including Prince Harry's long-standing passion for surfing in the rolling Atlantic swells without the immediate threat of media intrusion, while the rugged Atlantic beauty of Portugal offers a contemporary family-oriented sanctuary. The historic glamour of the French Riviera remains an enduring chapter in the couple's vacation history, representing a landscape of deep emotional resonance and high-profile patronage. The south of France, particularly the exclusive terraced hillsides overlooking the glittering Mediterranean waters of Nice, has previously served as a vital refuge for the couple during moments of immense public pressure. It was here, in the immediate wake of Prince Archie's birth in 2019, that the newlyweds sought shelter from the intense global media storm, finding sanctuary at Castel Montalban, the palatial £15 million estate owned by their close friend Sir Elton John and his husband David Furnish. This legendary property, featuring breathtaking views stretching from the Azure Bay to the snow-capped peaks of the Alps, is a true fortress of privacy, adorned with museum-quality modern artwork and surrounded by dense, carefully guarded Mediterranean gardens. The memories of that summer stay, where a 3-month-old Prince Archie experienced his very first international journey, undoubtedly place the French Riviera as a strong contender for their current summer travels. However, that historic visit also underscored the complex double-edged sword of their lifestyle, as their use of private aviation to secure their safety triggered an intense, highly polarized public debate regarding environmental hypocrisy. The situation escalated to the point where Sir Elton John himself was forced to publicly intervene, releasing a passionate defense of the couple and revealing that he had personally funded their carbon-neutral private flights to ensure they could travel with the absolute level of security and privacy necessary to protect their infant son. A gesture that highlighted the immense logistical and financial costs required to keep the Sussex family safe, beyond the Atlantic shores of Portugal and the coastal hills of France, the deep alpine waters of northern Italy hold an equally compelling place in the history of the Sussexes' European escapes, offering an alternative model of high society protection. In the summer of 2018, shortly after their spectacular royal wedding at Windsor Castle, the newlyweds executed a highly synchronized deep-cover journey to Lake Como, checking into the legendary Villa Oleandra as the personal guests of Hollywood icon George Clooney and his internationally renowned human rights barrister wife, Amal. This spectacular 18th-century estate, which Clooney acquired in the picturesque village of Laglio for £10 million, is much more than a luxury villa. It is an estate featuring 25 rooms, an outdoor theatre, landscaped botanical gardens, a fully equipped gymnasium, and a specialized separate pizza room, all secured by a massive stone retaining wall designed to protect the property from both the rising lake waters and unwanted onlookers. The level of security deployed during that historic visit was unprecedented, with local Italian law enforcement agencies coordinating a massive multi-layered operation to establish an invisible exclusion zone around the estate, ensuring the royal couple could rest entirely undisturbed. Inside the walls of Villa Oleandra, the atmosphere was one of relaxed, intimate high society domesticity, with Italian media reporting that Meghan spent time assisting with the Clooney's young twins, Alexander and Ella, while Prince Harry and George engaged in spirited basketball games with a select circle of mutual friends. The trip concluded with a magnificent private gala dinner hosted by Clooney for 15 of their closest confidants, a gathering that stretched into the early hours of the morning and cemented Lake Como as a symbol of absolute elite protection. The choice between these diverse European landscapes is never just a matter of selecting a beautiful view, it is a complex calculation of safety, comfort, and the constant navigation of past controversies. When looking back to the summer of 2019, the couple's travel itinerary included a highly publicized, ultra-luxurious 6-day stay on the southwestern coast of Ibiza, where they rented the legendary Sa Calma villa within the exclusive, gated Vista Alegre estate near the village of Escubels. This magnificent 3-story property, which commands a staggering rental price of over £100,000 per week, features a 50-metre infinity pool, 7 sprawling bedroom suites, private jacuzzi installations, and panoramic views of Portugal Bay, where the world's largest superyachts regularly anchor. The estate provided the family with an elite live-in team of professionals, including a dedicated house manager, silver service waitstaff, caretakers, and a round-the-clock specialized night security guard. Though reports emerged that the Sussexes chose to bring their own private chef to ensure absolute control over their environment. Yet, even this ultra-secure Mediterranean getaway became a flashpoint within the broader royal narrative, as it was revealed that the couple had declined a formal invitation from the late Queen Elizabeth II to join the traditional royal family gathering at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, citing concerns that infant Prince Archie was too young for the journey. A decision that drew sharp criticism from palace insiders who noted the couple felt comfortable flying him to Ibiza and France just weeks earlier. This intricate history of travel shows that, for Harry and Meghan, every summer destination is heavily weighed against institutional expectations, making their current 2026 choice a crucial chapter in their ongoing pursuit of autonomy. The culmination of this summer's uncertainty reaches a crescendo as the Sussex family navigates the increasingly complex friction between their private aspirations and the rigid, often unyielding protocols of the British institutional landscape. At the heart of this tension lies the unresolved and deeply personal battle over security, a logistical issue that has transcended its technical parameters to become a symbol of the profound distance between Prince Harry and the monarchy he stepped away from in 2020. As the countdown to the 2027 Invictus Games in Birmingham accelerates, the Duke of Sussex faces a narrowing window of opportunity to bridge the gap between his role as an international champion for veterans and his desire to reintroduce his children to the heritage of his homeland. This specific project, the Invictus Games, stands as a testament to his vision of utilizing sports to foster recovery, rehabilitation, and a sense of shared purpose among wounded service members, a mission that has earned him immense respect on the global stage. Even as his domestic standing remains the subject of intense media scrutiny. The Birmingham event, scheduled for July 2027 at the National Exhibition Centre, is not merely a sporting competition, it is a monumental, single-site gathering that will serve as a beacon for resilience and community, underscoring Harry's ongoing, unwavering commitment to the military community that defined his own formative years. Yet, the irony remains that the very man whose life's work focuses on the protection, health, and psychological well-being of others finds himself in a persistent, exhausting struggle to guarantee the safety of his own immediate family on British soil. The recent administrative refusal to grant taxpayer-funded police protection, a decision managed by the Independent Royal and VIP Executive Committee, or RAVI, has been described by those close to the prince as a source of profound distress, effectively stalling plans for a long-awaited reunion between Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet, and their grandfather, King Charles III. This potential meeting, which would mark the first time the young royals have seen the king in person since the late Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee celebrations in June 2022, carries an immense weight. Symbolic of a hoped-for healing process within a family that has been subject to years of public debate, memoirs, and deeply sensitive revelations. The Duke of Sussex has consistently maintained that he refuses to subject his children to the intense, unpredictable atmosphere of paparazzi chases that historically defined his own upbringing and continue to haunt his perception of the UK media environment. The reality of his position is that he is caught between two worlds: the independent, self-funded existence he has constructed in the sun-drenched hills of Montecito, California, and the deep-seated institutional realities of his birthright, which require a level of security access that the current government apparatus remains unwilling to grant to a non-working member of the royal family. Behind the scenes, the rhetoric remains heated. Sources close to the Sussexes indicate that the prince is exploring every available contingency, ranging from private security alternatives to renewed administrative appeals. In a desperate attempt to honor his commitments to the Invictus Games Foundation while simultaneously prioritizing his duty as a father. This is a delicate, high-stakes negotiation where every movement, every statement, and every cancelled plan is magnified by the global press, creating an atmosphere of perpetual crisis that makes the prospect of a quiet, family-oriented trip feel increasingly elusive. King Charles, currently managing his own health challenges, remains a central figure in this narrative, with some observers suggesting that a successful visit could serve as a vital symbolic step toward repairing the strained relationships that have characterized the last half-decade of Windsor family dynamics. The hope for reconciliation is tempered by the harsh reality that trust, once fractured, requires quiet, consistent, and private effort to restore, a process that is fundamentally at odds with the high-profile nature of the Sussexes' life and the constant, hungry scrutiny of the global digital news cycle. Invictus Games, Birmingham, 2027. Issue 5. As we look toward the future, the implications of this summer's events extend far beyond the immediate disappointment of a cancelled trip. The case of Prince Harry serves as a modern lens through which we view the changing relationship between the institution of monarchy and those who choose to live outside its traditional boundaries. It raises difficult, perhaps unanswerable questions about the nature of duty, the cost of personal agency, and the persistent desire for a life that is both meaningful and protected from the crushing weight of public surveillance. Whether the Sussex family ultimately finds the path to London this season or remains within the hidden, curated walls of their chosen European sanctuary, their journey reflects a broader cultural shift, a generation of individuals seeking to redefine legacy on their own terms, even when those terms collide with the entrenched structures of history. The public's ongoing fascination with their whereabouts, their vacation choices, and their internal family conflicts is a testament to the enduring, almost gravitational pull of the House of Windsor and the intense, often complicated interest that the world maintains in every chapter of their evolving story. In the final analysis, the story of Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet is one of continuous adaptation. They are living a life that is historically unprecedented, caught in the transition between an ancient ceremonial past and an uncertain digital-first future. As the Birmingham Games approach and the calendar turns toward the next major milestones for the family, the core issue remains the same: the struggle to define a sanctuary that is entirely their own in a world that never truly stops watching. They continue to search for the perfect, quiet balance, a place where they can be parents, partners, and public figures, all while attempting to preserve the sanctity of their most private bonds against a relentless tide of global attention. This is the reality of their 2026, a year defined by the quiet pursuit of peace amidst the noise, and a family striving to find their way home, whether that home is found in the sprawling forests of Portugal, the historic estates of the continent, or, eventually, the familiar, storied grounds of the United Kingdom itself. The resilience they display, the choices they make, and the challenges they face are destined to remain at the center of the global conversation, reflecting the shared human desire to forge a life that is defined by love, purpose, and, above all, the hard-won freedom to walk away from the cameras and into the light of a truly private existence.